tube-like structure, and it helps in the transporting water and dissolved minerals. They have hard, thick and lignified cell walls. That means the vessels are hard, thick and it has lignified cell wall. That means its cell walls are made up of lignin. Then after that, xylem parenchyma. So what about xylem parenchyma? So xylem parenchyma consists of living parenchyma cells present in xylem. So xylem parenchyma consists of living parenchyma cells, and these cells store food and help in the lateral conduction of water. These cells store food and help in the lateral conduction of water. Then after that I am going to describe about xylem fibers. So xylem fibers are lignified fibers present in the xylem, and the fibers provide mechanical strength to the plants. So after that I am going to describe about function of xylem. So what is the function of xylem? Xylem tissue is mainly concerned with the conduction of water and mineral from root to the aerial part of the plant through the stem. Then it provides mechanical support to the plant. Xylem also provides mechanical support to the plants. After that, I am going to describe phloem and their function. So phloem is a complex tissue made up of living cells. Phloem is a complex tissue made up of living cells. It takes part in the conduction of food in the plant body. That means phloem takes part in the conduction of food. It transports food only in the plant body. Then it consists of 4 types of cells or elements. That means phloem also consists of 4 types cells of 4 types elements. What are they? Then 4 types cells or 4 types element of phloem are sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So sieve tubes we are going to describe in detail each by one of the components, each by one of the elements of phloem tissue. So our first elements are of phloem tissue is sieve tubes. Second element will be companion cells. Third element will be phloem parenchyma, and fourth element will be phloem fibers. So first of all, I am going to describe about sieve tubes. So sieve tubes are collection of thin-walled, elongated cell placed end to end form slender tubular structures. That means sieve tubes are collection of thin-walled elongated cells. Sieve tubes are the collection of thin-walled elongated cells made of slender, that means in the form of slender, and form end-to-end tubular structure. We can say how looks like the sieve tubes. Sieve tubes looks like a tubular structure. So sieve cells don't have nuclei. Sieve tubes have not nuclei. The end walls of the sieve tubes are perforated and are known as sieve plates. End walls of sieve tubes are perforated. That means it has small, teeny holes, and it is called perforated, and also known as sieve plates. The cytoplasm of sieve tubes cell is continuous with that of adjacent sieve tube cell because the sieve plates allow cytoplasmic connection to pass through them via to their pore. That means walls are perforated and materials are exit and take entry by these perforated walls in the sieve tubes. So at maturity, the sieve tubes lose their nucleus to make space for the nutrient to make through stem. That means at maturity, few cells lost their nucleus to make space for the nutrient to move through them. That means cells, few cells have nucleus, but few tubes absent nucleus. In few tubes, nucleus is not found, but in few cells, nucleus are found. In few tubes, at maturity, lost their nutrient to make more space for the continuous nutrient movement of continuous nutrient supply. Few tubes are the primary conducting part of the phloem tissue. Few tubes are the primary conducting part of the few tubes. After that, I am going to describe companion cells. So companion cells lie on the side of few tubes. That means companion cells are located on the sides of few tubes and are connected with them through the plasmodesmata. Companion cells lie on the few tubes, side of the few tubes, and are connected with them through the plasmodesmata. Then they are thin-walled small cells and dense cytoplasm and a large elongated nucleus. Then companion cells have nucleus. So these cells are metabolically active and few tubes elements or depend on them for metabolism. Then cells of companion cells are metabolically active, and all the components are depend on them. So companion cells don't lose nucleus at maturity. When companion cells become mature, it don't lose nucleus. Then companion cells are not present in all plants. In all plants, companion cells not present. For instance, for example, ferns and pines don't contain companion cells. Fern plant and pines plant don't contain companion cells. So after that, I am going to describe phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma are ordinary living parenchyma cells. Phloem parenchyma are ordinary living parenchyma cells associated with the phloem. They store food and help in the conduction. Phloem parenchyma store food and help in the conduction of food to entire plant body. So lastly, I am going to describe about phloem fiber, which is the element of phloem. So phloem fiber are thick-walled, elongated, dead sclerenchyma cells. Phloem fibers are thick-walled, elongated, and dead parenchyma cells. They provide mechanical strength to the tissue. The textile fiber of flax, hemp, jute are example of phloem fibers. So this is my explanation about complex permanent tissue, which is also called conducting tissue, xylem and their function, phloem and their function, elements of xylem also explained today by me, and element of phloem is also explained by me today. If any doubt, any confusion regarding my explanation in this video, then you contact on my WhatsApp number and I will confirm you this much enough. Thanks.